Tempus here, hello and welcome to Tempus Weekly. In the last episodes we talked about the basics of stats, and in this one we're going to talk about the basics of leveling. In order to gain access to the best and the most fun parts of the game, you need to level. In games like World of Warcraft and Rift, there are many ways to gain experience in order to level. An important thing to note before we get into ways to get experience is that there are ways to increase your experience gain. For example, rest experience will be gained by standing in an inn or a capital city, and will accumulate very, very slowly. Having rest experience allows you to gain double EXP from killing monsters. There are also various items in both games that award increased experience gain. There are some main ways to gain experience. Killing monsters. If you kill monsters, you gain experience as long as they are not too low a level for you. If a monster is too low a level for you, their level number will be displayed as grey. Killing monsters is usually not a very fast way to level, and it's also downright boring. Questing. Questing involves speaking to NPCs, which are non-player characters, and basically doing what they ask for a reward. Best part about questing is its speed. Questing is usually the fastest way to level, especially solo. This is because a general quest will require you to go and kill specific creatures which will give you experience. You will then go back to the quest giver and hand in the quest for even more EXP. Questing is generally the fastest way to level up, but it can also be very boring due to its repetitious nature. Dungeons. Dungeons or instances are places best gone into with a group. You can queue for dungeons once you've reached the required level. In World of Warcraft and Rift, level 15 is the minimum level. Dungeons aren't particularly speedy unless you use the dungeon quests. Using the dungeon quests allows you to speed up your leveling considerably, but usually it's still slower than normal questing. The downside of dungeons comes with quests usually being doable only once. So you do it once and then no extra EXP for you. The other and possibly biggest downside of dungeons is the fact that you rely on other people, which means that while you're waiting in a queue, you need to quest anyway. Not to mention that you are forced to go at a pace the rest of the group can handle, so your speed is restrained due to a bad tank or healer or poor DPS. Battlegrounds and Warfronts. Battlegrounds and Warfronts are PvP, which means player versus player. Now, if you're into going head to head with other players, PvP can be extremely fun. The downsides of PvP are, again, you're dependent on other people. So, queue times. Whether you win or not depends on how the group works together. Winning a battleground or warfront, especially if you win it very fast, can actually give you a ton of experience, really fast. But the odds of you winning every single battleground or warfront are slim to none. Winning can give you a decent amount of experience, but losing grants below abysmal amounts of experience. If you plan on doing PvP at maximum level, leveling through battlegrounds and warfronts can be good, as it allows you to gain the PvP currency you will need to purchase the best possible PvP gear. On the subject of PvP gear, while PvPing you will come across twinks. For the person playing a twink, it can be really fun, just one-shotting folk. But if you aren't the one twinking, getting killed before you can get a shot off is not amusing. For those that don't know, a twink is a character that has purposefully stopped their character from earning experience, in order to give them the best possible gear and a massive advantage. In Rift only, you have the ability to level only by doing and closing rifts. How fun this is or how much of a grind it is depends on how much you enjoy rifts. Doing rifts and only rifts is generally not the fastest way to level. However, you will gain much needed currency, so when you finally reach maximum level, you can buy yourself some decent gear. That's it for this Tempus Weekly. Please feel free to comment and rate, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified of new videos. Cheerio.